Hello everyone. Today we are going to start a new chapter, Health and Hygiene. In class 7 children, you have studied about this chapter of Health and Hygiene. In that you have studied about the different types of allergy, its symptoms, and how you can prevent from the different types of allergy. Now children, if you want to remain healthy, you have to take a good amount of food, or we can say a right type of food is important to stay healthy. So here we start our chapter, Health and Hygiene. This is for class 8th. To maintain a healthy body, a sufficient quantity of the right type of food is required. So if you want to remain healthy, you have to eat a right type of food. Now, what is this right type of food? That means the diet should contain the right amount of carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, and minerals. It is called a balanced diet. As you all know, children, that a food contains nutrients, and these nutrients are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals, and roughage is also a part. So children, all these nutrients, if you take in right amount or right proportion, then it is called a balanced diet. And to remain healthy, balanced diet is required. Absence or deficiency of any of the above primary nutrients lead to malnutrition. Suppose there is absence of any type of nutrient, or you are taking any nutrient in a less amount or quantity, it means that it will lead to malnutrition. Even inadequate eating of food leads to malnutrition. In order to maintain a good health, a balanced diet is not the only requirement. Even the personal hygiene and environmental cleanliness is a major necessity. So in order to maintain a good health, only the balanced diet is not sufficient, or only it is not the only requirement, but you have to take care of your personal hygiene and the environmental cleanliness. Personal hygiene means taking care of our personal cleanliness, and the environmental cleanliness. Environmental cleanliness means your surroundings should be clean. It is so because disease-causing microbes are found in the unclean environment around us. Because all these bacteria and all these germs develop in the unclean environment around us. Today, children, you are seeing that in this lockdown, these all these we can see the people, those who clean the roads, and municipal board corporation, this all these workers, those who clean and the roads, and they pick up the garbage. They are keeping the environment clean to protect us from this diseases. And you know, in this COVID-19, everything should be, we are taking care of our personal hygiene, our environmental hygiene, so it is necessary to keep our surroundings clean. Keeping your environment clean and maintaining personal and community hygiene not only helps in the prevention of the causes of disease, but it also checks diseases from spreading. So when we keep our environment clean, and when we will take care of our personal and community hygiene, then it will not only help in community hygiene, not only helps in the prevention and causes of the diseases, but it also check the diseases from spreading. See, it not only helps in the prevention of the diseases, but it also keep a check on the spread of the diseases. Now we are locked down in our houses to check the spread of the diseases. We all are locked down. Why we are locked down in our house? To prevent the spreading of the diseases from one person to another. So this also keeps a check on the spreading of the diseases. You may fall ill due to germs entering your body or due to wrong food habits. See, if we are not careful about this, if we will not remain in our houses, what will happen now? This COVID-19 will spread from person to person. So, in the same way, if we will not keep a check on all these things, we will fall ill and the germs will enter our body, not only because of this, but we may fall ill due to wrong food habits also. Both deficiency and excess of nutrients can also cause disease like symptoms. See, if we are taking less nutrients in our diet, then also we will suffer from many diseases. And if we are taking any of the nutrients in excess amount, then also we will suffer from many kinds of diseases. Good health. How can you maintain a good health, or what is the definition of good health? Definition of health varies from person to person. So this definition we will see here, different definitions according to different person. To a wrestler, health means strong shoulders and thigh muscle. You know, a wrestler is a person who wrestles, and according to him the disease means health means strong shoulders and thigh muscles. A wrestlers, you have seen, they have strong shoulders and strong thigh muscles. To a dancer, health means slim body and greater flexibility. You have seen the dancers, they have a very slim body and their body is very flexible. So according to them, health means slim body and greater flexibility in their body. To an athlete, you know, health means greater stamina and lung capacity. Athlete runs. So for running, they require greater stamina. Their stamina should be great, and lung capacity. To a doctor, health means, for a doctor, the meaning of health is like this: proper functioning of all organs in the body and the body free from any disease. So according to the doctor, the definition of health is that proper functioning of all the organs in the body, that if our body organs are working properly and our body is free from diseases, then we can say we are healthy. This definition is according to doctor. So you have seen the different definitions of health according to wrestler, dancer, athlete, and according to a doctor. But we'll see here what the WHO, or the World Health Organization, says about health. The World Health Organization, that is WHO. So the full form of WHO is the World Health Organization. A part of the United Nations defines health. So this is the proper or the actual definition of health. Health is not merely the absence of diseases. Health means not only the absence of diseases, but a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. So health doesn't mean that we are disease free, but a state of complete physical. That means we should be physically, mentally fit, and a social well-being. Then only we can see if we are a good human being, then only we can say that we have a good health. This definition seems a bit idealistic, but certainly good health means being free from diseases. But actually the good health means it is free from diseases. If we are physically fit, or mentally fit, and if we are a social being, a good human being, then only we can say that we are a healthy person. So some tips to maintain good health. How can you maintain a good health? Here are some tips given. Eat less fat. We should not eat more fatty food or more fatty food. Eat more fiber. Our food, our diet should include more roughage. Eat less sugar. We should always eat less sugar. Eat less salt. We should eat less salt also. Avoid becoming overweight. We should not be overweight. So, if you will maintain, if you will remember all these tips when in your diet, then you can maintain a good health. Good health is a necessary condition for our purposeful existence in this world. So, if you want to survive in this world, you have to be healthy. You should have a good health, then only we can survive in this world for a long time. A person can be said to be healthy or having good health if, how can we say that a person is healthy? Now, if he has no sickness or disease, if the person is disease free, then we can say he is healthy. There is no physical handicap. The person should not be physically handicapped, like crippled person, those who have crippled limbs, or those who have we can say some disabilities by birth, then we can say that he is physically handicapped. There is no physically handicapped. He has no mental problem. Nowadays we have seen people are suffering from mental problems. Lot of mental problems are there in this world, and if we are free from this mental problem, then we can say we are healthy. He has no social tensions. Many social tensions are also there in this world. So if a person is free from social tensions, then we can say he is healthy. He has no psychological tensions and no psychological tensions. Now, children, if we have no psychological tensions, then we can say that he is free from this sickness. Now, see here, children, what is this psychological tensions? Psychological tensions means a rapid heartbeat, then fatigue, difficulty in sleeping. So all these results in the psychological tensions. He has no anxiety. When the person is free from anxiety, then we can say that he has a good health. So children, all these are the things which we can see in a healthy person's life. Do not forget what we should not forget. See, to clean your eyes with fresh water every morning and evening. You all do this when you get up from your bed early in the morning. You should always wash your eyes with fresh water to clean your eyes. This is your personal hygiene. To clean your nostrils at the time of taking bath. To use a handkerchief to clean your nose while sneezing or during cold. See, nowadays we are using mask. Why we are using mask? To protect ourselves from this all sorts of this droplet infections. And while sneezing and cold, you should always use a handkerchief, or you can wear a mask also. To clean your tongue and teeth at least twice in a day. Before early in the morning, you should brush your teeth, clean your tongue, and you should rinse your mouth after every meal. To clean your body regularly. See, all of you, you take bath regularly to clean your body. So all these things you should not forget, and you should keep all these things in your mind. Now children, here you all know, children, that diseases are broadly categorized into two types. You all know about this, about the communicable and the non-communicable diseases in your previous classes. In class 6th, you have studied about all these diseases. What are communicable diseases and non-communicable diseases? So communicable diseases are also known as the infectious diseases. These are caused by the attack of microorganisms such as bacteria, viruses, fungi, or protozoans. You all know, children, that these are all the infectious diseases and they are caused by the microorganisms, different kinds of microorganisms. The causal organism of the disease can be transmitted from one person to another by means of air, water, food, physical contact, and insects. Insects are also known as vectors. So, children, the organism of this disease, of the communicable diseases, that means the communicable diseases spread from one person to another another, and this spreading may be caused by several agents like air, water, food, physical contact, and by insects. And the disease spreading insects, they are known as vectors. Hence, these are called communicable diseases that are communicated or transmitted from a diseased person to a healthy person. So, when a diseased person comes in contact with a healthy person, he may spread the microorganisms, may be transmitted in his body through any contact or by air or by water or we can say by insects. So these are the agents or causes which we can see in the transmission of diseases. So causes of the diseases. What are the causes of diseases? Communicable diseases caused by different microorganisms are given below. So these communicable diseases are spread from one person to another. So how they are caused? First is bacteria. This is a microorganism. So here we will see the microorganisms, different types of microorganisms, which diseases are caused by these microorganisms. Bacteria, these causes cholera, diarrhea, tuberculosis, typhoid, diphtheria, and tetanus. So all these diseases are caused by bacteria. Now see the diseases which are spread by viruses. These causes polio, rabies, smallpox, measles, mumps, etc. So the polio, rabies, smallpox, measles, all these diseases, they are caused by viruses. Now some of the diseases are spread by protozoa also. These causes malaria, kala-azar, sleeping sickness, amoebiasis or dysentery we can call. All these diseases are caused by protozoa or spread by protozoa. Helminthes means worms. These causes tenacious, ascaris, filaria, etc. All these diseases are caused by helminthes. Fungi, ringworm, athlete's foot, these are the diseases which are spread by fungi. So children, you have to study the diseases which at least examples of two diseases which are caused by bacteria, fungi, protozoa, helminthes and fungi. Or in you have to study in this way also. Diseases may be given to you and you have to identify the causative agent of these diseases. So now we will study about some of the communicable diseases. Today we will study about influenza and measles only. These are the communicable diseases. Influenza. Influenza is very infectious viral disease that spreads very quickly from the sick to the healthy person by droplet infection through coughing, sneezing, loud talking, etc. Influenza is a sort of, we can say, this cold and cough, severe cold and cough, and it is a viral infection and it spreads from a sick person to a healthy person through droplet infection. Now, what is this droplet infection? When we sneeze or when we cough, some water vapor comes out from our body, and with that the germs also come out, and which are inhaled by, we can say, by the healthy person, and he or she may also get sick. Now, influenza. In influenza, see this symptom of influenza. You have to study like that. Symptoms of influenza. Disease include headache. So, what is the symptom of influenza? Headache, pain in the back, legs, shivering, high temperature, and general feeling of weakness. So symptoms of influenza are headache, pain in back, legs, shivering in the body, high temperature, and general feeling of weakness. So person feel weak, he may have high fever or high temperature, there is shivering in the body, pain in legs and back, and and headache also. So these are the symptoms of influenza. Now how can you prevent this infection or this disease? To reduce the chance of infection, healthy people should avoid overcrowding and lack of ventilation. He should avoid overcrowding. He should not be overcrowded. He should not visit such places which are overcrowded and lack of ventilation. So proper ventilation should be there in his room. The sick person should be isolated. Now see, you have seen now children these days, the people, those who are suffering from COVID-19, they are isolated so that they may not transmit that disease to the other person. So this is the meaning of isolation. So the person who suffer from influenza should be isolated. This is a preventive measure. And the general methods of prevention of the spread of infections for airborne diseases should be followed. And whatever preventions you can take to prevent this airborne diseases, that should be taken. We should wear mask. This is one of the preventive measure you can take in this influenza. So children, these are the preventions. So symptoms are in headache, pain in back, legs, high fever, shivering, general feeling of weakness. These are the symptoms, and preventions are he should avoid overcrowding and lack of ventilation, and the person should be isolated. He should wear mask. These are all the preventive measures of influenza. Second one is measles. It is caused by rubella virus. Pollinosa morbillorum, which is very unstable. This is rubella virus, and you have got the vaccination in your school also against this rubella virus. And this virus is very unstable and perishes rapidly outside the living organism. You all know children, this virus outside the non-living organism, it behaves as a non-living thing, but when it enters the body of human being, it starts multiplication. So this virus is very unstable and it perishes, it is destroyed rapidly outside the living organism. The virus is spread by discharge from the nose and throat. A sick person suffering from measles. So this virus, rubella virus, spreads as COVID-19 is also spreading from person to person by this inhaling of this virus, or we can say contact also. And in the same way, this people should not sneeze, or we can say the discharge of the nose from this COVID-19 is spreading. So children, in the same way, this virus of measles also spread by coughing, sneezing, and the discharge from the nose of a person who is suffering from measles. The incubation period is from 12 to 14 days. Incubation period means the period between the entry of the germ and the first symptom which arises in the body. That period is known as the incubation period, and this incubation period is 12 to 14 days. Same here in the COVID-19 also, the incubation period, the people get the symptoms on the 14th day, or now they are getting between 20 to 21 days. The symptoms are high fever. Now see here, what are the symptoms of measles? High fever, rash eruption on the skin. Rash eruption means small rashes you can see on the skin. Inflammation of the respiratory mucous membrane and loss of appetite. Inflammation is a sort of swelling in the respiratory mucous membrane. And loss of appetite, the person doesn't feel to eat something there, that means loss of appetite. So these are the symptoms of the people who suffer from measles: high fever, rash eruption on the skin, inflammation of the respiratory mucous membrane, and loss of appetite. Children, you have to learn the symptoms. And what is the incubation period of this measles? That is 12 to 14 days. Now, prevention. How can you prevent this from the measles? The patient should be kept neat and clean. First thing, he should be kept neat and clean and kept away from the public places. Again, kept away from the public places means here also isolation is very important. Careful nursing and protection from secondary infection are of immense significance for the treatment of measles. That means the people, those who suffer from measles, they require proper nursing and protection from other infections also. One attack of measles gives the patient immunity for the rest of his life. So the people, those who suffer from measles, when they get one attack, then they develop that antibodies in their body to fight against the virus, that rubella virus, and throughout the life they will not suffer from this disease, because they have already developed the antibodies to fight against these virus. So here, children, we end this session, and in next session we will study about the other types of communicable diseases, their symptoms and their prevention. So children, read this chapter. I will send you the pages of this book. Go through it, learn, keep on reading these pages of this chapter, and learn the symptoms, preventions of the different types of communicable diseases, definition of communicable diseases, and in the next session we will take other types of diseases. So till then, thank you and bye.